Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Taking a quick look here again at SUI on a Sunday, which feels very weird to say, but got a little bit of extra free time today. As a matter of fact, we're just kind of waiting for the little guy to arrive. My wife is due here in roughly about a week for our son, so it's going to be awesome when that happens, but if I disappear for a couple days, you know why. At this point, though, SUI, we want to double check a few things, or SUI, whatever. People hate it when I call it an acronym, but that's really what ticker symbols are. So that's just how I'm going to treat it. No disrespect to the coin. Let's take a quick look though at the backend data, kind of see what's going on with the liquidation levels first, and kind of go from there. Quick congrats to our community members here for some nice profits. We just secured 60% on Bitcoin long in 5 days there. We hit that target at 106, and of course 60% as well on Dogecoin. And I think we had an SEI trade open as also too. I believe that's been closed in profit though. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the backend data, see what's going on here with SUI. A lot of liquidation above and below the price action. So we got low, medium, high leverage trades just spread out all over the place. So these are low leverage longs in the bottom, low leverage shorts in the top, and the higher risk ones are closer to the price action. So those are the idiots, as I like to call them, that are using too high a leverage and just not enough experience, right? Again, no offense to you if you are a high leverage person, but I can tell you that unless you're just kind of having some fun with it, it's not really a way to, make a living. Okay. So as a professional trader, I've been trading for over 20 years. Low leverage is king. Okay. We use no more than 5x leverage for altcoins and 10x for Bitcoin. So those results I just shared with you, that is relevant to those leverage amounts. Okay. Having said that, 5.37, that's basically just above the local high, is that massive area liquidation. So we close above $5 here soon. I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. That's basically been my inspiration is to want to get a daily candlestick closure over $5. We're pretty much right there at this time, and that's a good sign. Okay, and we'll talk more about why that's relevant soon. But either way you look at it, ton of liquidation between 540 is a round number, upwards of 585. We take a look here at liquidation delta. It keeps shifting bearish to bullish, but for the most part, we got a lot more longs than shorts in the market right now, and that's generally something that's favorable because you don't want to take a short into a bunch of long opposition, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Are you the kind of person that likes to walk into oncoming traffic, or do you maybe like to go with the flow of traffic? I don't know. Different strokes for different folks. Don't get me wrong, but those who choose to make things harder on themselves are generally less financially responsible, and in turn, they're going to make a lot less money, right? Again, you got to secure profits in this market whenever you can. You can't hold everything to the moon, regardless of what all the moon boys are saying. Again, I just hear bits and pieces from my community. I never watch any other YouTuber because I just think it's ridiculous for the most part. Even though there's probably some decent ones out there, everyone has their own little strategy, their own style, and I prefer not to adulterate my trade analysis with anything else. Okay, this is strictly just my thoughts, my experience, and I hope it benefits you. Open interest, we can see here. 475 upwards of 505 is kind of the range of open interest. So people are adding to their position heavy at 475. 480, and then late longs at 505, right? So these are the breakout traders. That's how successful breakout traders are. They're all in the red right now. Just keep in mind, again, when the price breaks out like that, you want to consolidate in that range, retest that previous resistance as a support before you take a long, right? Try not to be a breakout trader. I know it's hard not to FOMO in, but it's always best practice not to. Hindsight's always 2020 though. Either way you look at it, I'm going to post a playout chart in our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord here soon. If you're not familiar, it looks a little something like this, where I kind of give you insight on coins and plan to trade, or just a summary of what I just analyzed on the charts. I just covered Trump coin for the first time ever. Keep in mind that's available there for you. The key takeaway though is that I'm posting that. I may not have a fully up-to-date chart here as we go, just with fibs, etc. So keep in mind, I'm trying to make sure that way I'm educating you and helping you understand, again, the best practice here versus actually just spending the whole time, updating my chart. I do that after. Anyways, right now at this point from yesterday's analysis, we are looking at, actually, sorry, it's 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Apologize for not getting anything out yesterday. I was actually very busy. We can see here we're above the 20-day SMA, still maintaining above the 50. The macro is looking pretty solid still. We got a heavy amount of concentration liquidation. We just discussed that already. 538 roughly to 4. I think it's 585 now. Actually, there's a lot more late shorts there. And then what we want to do is take a quick look here at the RSI and just recognize we're above 50. Money flow index is tapering off. That is because it includes the last 14 days of selling pressure, right? So MFIs can be a little flawed on the weekends, but even more specific here, the last 2 weeks is a 14-day lag. The last 14 days have been moderately bearish for this coin, so we're going to see the money flow index tapering off. It's not a bad sign for it to be below the RSI on the daily, though. Not right now, based on what we're seeing. MACD is converging or trying to converge rather, and of course stochastic is. So these are generally favorable signs. I'm not going to lie to you and say that these are like super bullish signs, but they're mostly positive. We also got a pretty awesome hammer doji candle here, so this implies a closure above $5 would be super bullish and likely to continue higher. Keep in mind we have this hammer doji mainly because Bitcoin is pushing pretty hard today. It just broke through its local high here of 106. So again, that's favorable. That's going to cause coins like SUI, etc., to kind of start pushing. Now, having said that, the 4-hour time frame, we recognize this here as well. We're above all moving averages, honoring our ascending trend line. While this ascending trend line is never exact or perfect, you can see it's running concurrent in a lot of ways with the moving averages, right? So again, this 50-day SMA is probably going to align itself with it soon. The 20 is already working up. Generally speaking, being above the moving averages is helpful. It's just telling us that we're on the right side of tracks, okay? It's not like these are key level supports or resistances or hidden bullish and bearish divergences. I think people kind of attach themselves to too many little micro aggressions within the trading charts, and it kind of causes false positives. So try not to be somebody sitting here this entire time convincing yourself to take a trade. You should literally be doing the opposite every single time. At every turn, again, I'm not perfect, but I try my best to make sure that I recognize that, hey, that the odds of success are generally low if you don't use an analysis. And by me looking at this here, I'm trying to increase my odds of conversion, right? So far, we've seen a lot of bullish and positive signs. But again, you shouldn't be convincing yourself to trade. It should always be the opposite. You should be trading only like 5 to 10% of the time. The other is just waiting for optimal scenarios, which again will come and pass. You'll have the best analysis ever, and the opportunity leaves quickly because you weren't there or you weren't awake for it. That happens all the time. Just get over it. It's okay. It's totally normal. That's how the market is. You got to get used to taking losses and also making sure that you miss opportunities and learn from it. Okay. And what I say by learn from it is just don't FOMO in because you missed an opportunity. Don't force a trade. Okay? It's okay. There's literally trillions of opportunities daily. All right. Depends on how you look at it, right? Anyways, we're over 50 on the RSI, generally favorable. We're maintaining above 50 for the most part. Still good. That's another thing I like to see here. Once again, establishing higher lows pretty consistently here with parallel highs for the most part in the last 48 hours. So when we see parallel highs and higher lows, generally speaking, you're going to see a breakout that will continue further up. So hypothetically, it would look something like this. Price breaks up, it consolidates here, or comes up, consolidates here. The key takeaway is that we want to close over $5 today to give us that strength in knowing that we can pass this threshold of 5 to 505. That's obviously a resistance for us. We got all the bullish indications letting us know that's present and likely to happen. Ichimoku cloud, we don't have anything monumental here, but it is positive for the most part, being above the cloud. However, the lagging span is below the price action, telling us the momentum hasn't really shifted yet. It's within the price action, it's this green line here. And then the conversion line hasn't shifted momentum to the upside, basically implying that even though we are converging on most timeframes, the hourly hasn't verified that we are shifting momentum bullishly. We're still kind of plateauing and squeezing ourselves into a type of Bollinger Band pattern. Again, those type of patterns generally break to the upside because what do you know? We derived from the downside, okay? So that's generally how this is gonna work. Price is due to continue higher. So I'm leaning a lot more towards the price going up, but you got to recognize we just pumped a little bit. Bitcoin may want to pull back now that it's swept that upper level liquidation, and there's a decent chance that we might see a bit of a correction here for this coin. Now, as far as a macro perspective is concerned, most things are bullish, pending we don't lose the 50 and the 20 SMA on the daily, so I'm still good on this coin. I still think we're going to continue to retest or break through the $5 barrier soon. But you got to recognize tomorrow's inauguration, we could have a really weird, funky sell-off going into that, or perhaps even a pump going into it like we're seeing now, and a sell-off to correct that behavior, the buy the rumor, sell the news. There's a lot of factors involved here, so I would not just blindly take a long because you feel good about this coin, or that I'm telling you that things are looking good. Again, do your own due diligence, use your good risk tolerance, proper risk management, and you're going to be fine regardless of what you do, right? If you take less losses or lower losses and maximize your gains, secure profit more often, that's really what it's all about. And that's pretty much what we do as a community too. So thanks again for everyone who's been an integral part of my life. I can tell you I've got some phenomenal traders in our group. Thanks to my admins and everyone else over here in our Discord. It's not just all sunshine and rainbows. We've had to close a few trades early this month. It's been a really choppy market, but make sure you read through my trade alerts. I kind of give you insights on coins I'm taking. Like for example, we had to close our ton trade, but ETH is in pretty good profit. But Bitcoin had some trouble yesterday in the Bitcoin dominance, and that whole scenario kind of threw things off. So either way you look at it, it's all there for you. Please make sure you read through my signals guide too if you haven't already. We'll look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Obviously, have a great rest of your day. Thanks again so much for joining me here. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.